Hey y'all, my name's Seth Packan, and this is Podunk Perspective, a podcast based on the Podunk Perspective. Podunk Perspective, we are back with my man, Justin Andrews.
What's going on, buddy?
How we doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Can't complain.
How was your day today, my man?
Man, it was good. Getting a bunch of work done, and just talking to the producer that we're using right now, Mr. Will Weatherly. He's a magician. And we got some new music coming out, so we're working on it and
Sweet.
getting all of it ready to go for all the masses out there.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to dive back into that. Tell us where you're from and why you moved to Nashville, or how you got the idea.
Well, to be honest with you, it wasn't my idea at all.
Okay.
So I grew up in southeast Oklahoma in a little small town called Bearden, and anybody that knows me knows I'm just a small town kid, and just work most of my days. We were talking earlier. I was my grandfather was a firefighter, and my dad was a firefighter, and I was a firefighter for a little while, and so that was kind of the only thing in our little town.
Right.
And we went back there a couple weeks ago, and my manager and my socials guy and my lady was with us, and I took some of the guys over and showed them my old high school and
right.
and all this, and they're like, "That's it," and I'm like, "That's it, buddy."
Yeah.
But one day, a friend of mine, she was from Arkansas, and she called me and she goes, "Hey, I'm thinking about coming in to Oklahoma because they're having tryouts for The Voice in Oklahoma City."
Right.
And I had a band at the time. We had just got done recording a new record, and we were fixing to put out a new record. And didn't even think that this was going to happen. But she came and stayed with me one night, and she was like, "Well, what are you doing tomorrow?" I was like, "Well, I'm off. I'm not out in the field right now." I was in oil and gas at the time, and I said, "I'll just drive you up there,"
Yeah.
And so she woke me up the next morning, and it was a little bit earlier than what we had talked about. And I was like, "Is something wrong? Like, what's going on?" And she goes, "I printed you out an artist pass." And I was like, "What? Why?" And she goes, "I want you to do it with me." And I was like, "I don't know about that." Because I mean, it's kind of different where I grew up. Is like, people where I grew up in the music industry there, red dirt, Texas country, that whole thing, they think about that as taking the easy way out. And I agreed.
Yeah.
I was like, "I'm not doing this." And she was like, "Please just do it with me. Just please do it with me." Well, long story short, I made it and she didn't.
Yeah.
And then after I got back from LA doing the show, my buddy Adam Wakefield was like, "Dude, you just need to move out here."
Right.
And I was like, "Man, I don't know, dude. Like I've got a pretty cool thing going on here." And we were playing like surrounding states, and we were playing quite a bit.
When was that first time you picked up a guitar and like started playing music and stuff?
It's funny you asked that because we played a 4th of July show in Oklahoma. That's the reason we were in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And a friend of mine that was there, he and I were roommates years ago. And one of my friends told me, he goes, "Man, you just need to learn to play guitar." And I think I was probably early 20s, maybe mid 20s.
Could you sing? Like you knew you could sing?
Yeah,
too?
I mean, I'd always done that, but it wasn't. Before that, it was just like I'd go win $100 at a karaoke contest and spend it all on the bar tab that night or whatever, just because people's like, "Man, let's go here. We'll get a free bar tab because you're going to blow it." So it's pretty much my friends like using me for a bar tab.
That's so cool.
But my friend told me, he goes, "You need to learn to play guitar." And I was like, "Man, everybody I know plays guitar. I don't need to learn to play it." He's like, "Yeah, but you can't do acoustic shows with another guitar player and you just sitting there singing. You're a dude."
Yeah.
And he's from Houston, Texas, so he loves music and he's digs down deep for really good music. And so I went and got this little shitty classical guitar that had nylon strings on it, and I learned to play on that. No matter what I did, went to the bar, if I was in San Antonio working for a week or 2 weeks or whatever it was, every time I got home, I would always sit there and play my guitar for an hour.
Yeah.
Every night, no matter what, that I was home. And so it kind of went from that to this, I guess.
Yeah. So it kind of sounds like you've had a few different jobs too. You said you've worked in the oil industry and stuff. Tell us about that.
Well, the closest thing that I can compare it to is I haven't watched any of the Landman stuff, but like the first episode or the first or second, because my lady, she started watching it. And I'm a big Billy Bob fan too.
Yeah.
But I just, when I see stuff like that, I'm like, it's not even close. It can't be close.
Yeah.
Because it's hard, buddy. Mm-hmm. It's hard. Everything's heavy. It's hot. you know, and I watched a couple of episodes of it and I was like, holy shit. Taylor Sheridan did some background work, buddy, because this is spot on. I mean, it's just like that.
That's so cool.
Without the drugs and stuff.
Yeah.
People tell me that they're running drugs on there or something. I'm like, oh, that didn't happen down there where we was at. It probably did, but we didn't know about it.
No, it's cool. I mean, I've heard, I don't watch too much of his work and stuff, but obviously I've heard great things between the Yellowstone stuff and everything like that. But it's cool that, you know, that you could say that it's pretty damn close to what it's like.
The first or second episode, one of them, like I said, I only watched two of them.
Yeah.
And like one of the wells blew up and people lost their life.
Yeah.
Well, there was numerous locations that we would pull on and there would be crosses out there with people's hard hats on it and stuff like that. And we'd be in the panhandle of Texas and we worked in Perryton, Texas for a long time on and off. And there was a location out there and it was like these big, deep canyons and stuff like that. And you know what I mean by that in Texas. I mean, you're not talking the Grand Canyon or nothing like that. But there'd be these deep gullies. I mean, if you fell off of it, you're dead. I mean, that's how deep it is. And we pulled in there, and there was like 5 or 6, maybe more crosses with hard hats on them. Well, I was asking this guy, I was like, man, what's with those hard hats? It looks like people lost their life out here. And he said, yeah, man. He said there was a wildfire out here. And he said, I don't know if a rig caught on fire or what. He said, I don't know the story, but he said those workers tried to get down in those canyons to get away from it, and it burned them to death. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, being in the background of being around firefighters my whole life, that would be my worst fear.
Right.
You know, is getting burned to death.
It's literally a slow burn. Like it's literally that, you know. I feel like you could, explosion might be a little bit better, but still.
Or die in your sleep, you know. I mean, that's a good one too.
Like a normal person, you know. And then you were a paramedic as well? Or
no, I was just my grandfather was.
Okay.
My dad and myself were just firefighters, first responders, and pretty much what it was we had a piece of I-40 that was in our jurisdiction, and if somebody had a vehicle accident or any of that stuff, we just had to keep you alive long enough until the paramedics got there. If we had somebody that was there with us, that was a paramedic, but because it was kind of halfway between Tulsa and Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And so I think it was like a 15 or 20 minute meta flight from each direction.
Yeah, people take it for granted living in like a city this, you know. It's like,
you get a flat tire out there, buddy, you better hope a buddy drives by or something. Yeah. Because ain't nobody stopping to help you out there.
No, that's why. So what was it like, you know, in Oklahoma and growing up and stuff like that?
Man, we were poor, but we didn't know it.
Yeah, that's the best.
You know, it was, hell, I think the first time that I realized that we didn't have no money is my grandmother and my grandfather raised me in their 50s. And I ended up going to my friend's house for the first time ever. My grandmother was really protective over me. And ended up going to a friend's house, and they had a TV in every bedroom. Yeah. And I was like, bro, y'all rich? Like, y'all got a TV in every room in your house. And he was like, well, what do you mean? And I knew right then. I was like, yeah, we had TVs, but really the only time it got used was, you know, Sunday morning before church or, you know, after we got home from church, or my grandfather would always sit down and watch the 10 o'clock news at night. But I mean, we were always outside doing something. Yeah. So, I mean, we never really needed one, I guess.
Were you guys did you guys hunt and stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I never was a real big hunter. I always just fished and fished and fished. And I'm still that way.
What's your favorite type fishing?
There is nothing in this world better than a largemouth bass.
Yes, sir.
Hitting top water. Yeah. There's no other feeling like it. Oh, actually, when I went home, my dad's got this really awesome pond right next to where he built his house on the hill, and we all have property out there, and my property's up on the backside. And my dad and my little brother have been telling me I used to sneak into this pond when I was a kid, and I'd get caught every time by this old man. And I never put 2 and 2 together. I would always go down there in the spring. You know, well, that's when people are out there, you know, either tearing down brush or whatever and all this stuff because it's cooler and all that. And I never understood, like, why does this guy catch me every time I'm down here? And it was because I was always going down there in prime time when he would catch me. But we went down there, I think it was a couple of days before the 4th or a couple of days after. I don't know. There's a lot going on down there. But But my brother had been telling me that he'd been catching some big bass out of that pond.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, I caught a 10-pound the other day on my first cast, and I thought I caught a 13 on my third cast or whatever it was. And I was like, whatever. And then he sends me the pictures of them. And I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, those are big dudes right there.
So then I get there, and you can ask Rob, like, we pull up in the driveway, and the first thing I do, I don't say hi to everybody. I don't do this. I get my pole and my tackle box, and I go straight to the pond. You know? And so I get down there, and my content guy, Paul, he was videoing, and he's just going to get me casting. Well, I throw it out, and I'm using a black and orange H&H spinner, and I reel that one in. I thought I got a strike, and I was like, man, that felt like one, but I didn't feel like he was on. I throw it again, and I'm kind of talking, and I set the hook on this fish, and I'm like, oh, he come to the top of the water, and I saw him, and I'm like, well, he's not that big, and then he started going down. And so I'm trying to pull up on him.
Right.
I'm like, this is a good fish. Well, I pulled him out, and it was like a 7 or a 7.5 on my second cast in that pond. I was like, come on! But we caught more fish that day that were really good fish. But yeah, I've always liked to fish more than.
What's your craziest fishing story? Favorite or craziest outdoor story, maybe?
Craziest outdoor story. We used to go hog hunting with dogs.
Yeah.
And you're out there in the middle of the night catching these hogs and hobbling them, and because we wouldn't kill them, we'd take them back.
Right.
And like there was some hogs that some of my friends had caught, and I've been out there when they've caught some good sized ones, but I've seen some of the hogs that they've caught, and they're out there in the middle of the night, and the dogs come back to them, and they're like, y'all get back in there and get that hog or whatever. Well, then here comes the hog, and it's like a 450-pound hog, a big boar, and those things will cut you like a knife.
Yeah.
I mean, like
aggressive.
Yeah, and they don't play around. So probably that, or this is a cool fish story. So I'll have to show you this video later. Remind me of this.
Send it to me. I'll put it in the video.
So we were in Belize. We flew down to Belize to go do a show. And we get there, and we have to go get the keys to the Airbnb or the band house, whatever you want to call it. And so we go out on the dock, and we go into the bar, and they give the keys to the drummer. Well, we stay in there and we have a beer. We just got off the plane. So we landed in Belize City, and then we took a smaller plane over to San Pedro Island. Yeah. And so it's out there, you know. And so he gives the keys to the drummer. Well, we have a couple of beers, and I think they were called Bellican Lights. They don't have Bud Light, Bud White. They don't have any of that stuff over there. And so he pulls his wallet out to pay the tab, and the keys fall through the floor in the bar and go into the water under the bar. So growing up in Oklahoma, like noodling and stuff like that, you know, I'm like, I'll just go down there and get it. So I take my shirt off and take my shoes off. Well, I jump in the water, and one of the chefs comes running over, and he's like, no, get out of the water. Get out of the water. And I was like, no, I got to get the keys. And I see them because I had them hand me my phone. And we were underneath that bar, and it was kind of dark. So I just kept shining my flashlight on my phone. Well, I seen the keys like shimmer. Yeah. And I was like, they're right there. He's like, no, get out of the water. He's like, there's big stingray, like big stingray. And so I was like, no, I'll get them right here. And so I go down and I get the keys, and it's only about probably neck deep. Mm-hmm. So I go down and I get the keys, and I come up and I hand them the keys. Well, I grab them and they pull me up. And so I'm like, oh, you said big stingray. I didn't see anything, you know, all this. And so then we go to the band house, unpack everything, get ready. We're playing on at that Palapa bar that night. And I'm walking out on the dock, and there's a stingray that's probably about as big as this white sheet of paper on the floor out here in the water. Not kidding. I'll show you I was like, on the video, I go, holy shit. Yeah. You can hear me talking on the video. Yeah. But I was like, dude, that thing is huge. And the security guard that was standing out there checking IDs, he goes, oh yeah, there's a dozen of them down there. And I was like, oh my God.
He wasn't lying.
No, I was like, woo.
That's crazy.
It was huge.
Wasn't the big outdoors guy? He got killed by one.
Steve Irwin.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yep. The crocodile hunters. Is that what his name was?
Yeah. Well, he did everything. I mean, he did fishing. He did the crocodile stuff, you know. Oh, that's wild. Snakes, stuff like that.
See, I can do snakes and stuff, but like the one thing I will not do, no spiders, buddy.
Yeah.
No spiders.
when I first moved here, everyone talked about recluse. I think that's what it's called or whatever.
Fiddleback.
I've yet to see
Brown
one.
recluse.
Knock on wood, but I've yet to see one.
My grandfather, when I was growing up, he always used to wear these jumpsuits when he would work, zip-up jumpsuits. They're fire-retardant clothing. And I can't remember how many got him underneath his arm because he didn't know that they were in that. And so he got bit under the arm a bunch of times. And what happens with those is it'll eat out the part where it bites you. Yeah. And so this old guy that he knew he was like this old mountain dude. And he told him, he goes, man, take meat tenderizer and put it on a paper towel and just like moisten it and put it on there and it'll stop it from doing that. And my grandpa was like, okay, whatever. He put that on there and it didn't eat out none of it. That's wild. Like it just like he was amazed. Yeah. And he was like, man, these old guys know their shit.
Little tricks, yeah. Up the sleeve. That's wild. So earlier you were telling us you were on The Voice and stuff. Mm-hmm. Tell us how that process was and, going through the steps and the judges and everything like that. Well,
to be honest, I mean, it was cool. Every bit of it was cool, because I'd never been to L.A. before and almost got arrested in L.A. for picking up trash. They thought I was a homeless guy stealing newspapers. Yeah. That's and because I was dressed like this and we were walking across the street to go eat. Because when we were in the hotel, they sequester you and you can't leave but to go get food and come back because you have to check in and check out. Because after a while, people start noticing oh, you're on TV right now. Like people see you and they know.
They pick up on that.
And so I was just picking up trash that was blown out of a newspaper box, and a cop tried to come and arrest me until he figured it out that I was just picking up trash that was blown out of a newspaper box.
That's crazy.
But I mean, it was cool. We got to go see a lot of cool stuff, and we were in Universal Studios filming there, and we got to record at Jim Henson Studios and seen a lot of really cool gear and met a lot of really cool people. But I knew when I got there, and this has nothing to do with the show and nothing to do with how they do it. Yeah. I was like, man, this, and it's probably why I'm a musician doing it the hard way, is because I'm like, man, I kind of didn't want to do it this way. Yeah. And I knew that from the time I got there. That I was like, yeah, it'd be cool to be famous and everything, and that's all great, but I kind of wanted to do it just out road dogging it, right? And that's always been the kind of artist that I've been.
Who were the judges at the time?
So Blake Shelton was my judge.
Yep.
And I think Pharrell, Christina, and Adam Levine, I believe. Yeah. I mean, it's been some years back, but
especially with Blake, he's from Oklahoma as well, right?
Yeah, he's not far from where I grew up.
How was it like working with him?
He was really cool, man. Like I'd heard people say that he was a cool guy, and just working with him in the studio and stuff like that, it was really cool, and just getting to kind of shoot the shit with him a little bit, and he was asking me where I was from, and I was like, yeah, man, I was like, I've been to a little bar we used to hang out all the time, numerous times, called The Village, and it's this little bitty tiny bar in Ada, Oklahoma. And we used to go there and hang out quite a bit. But I didn't know it at the time. That's where he hung out at. Yeah. And so then when somebody told me that, they was like, oh, yeah, he used to hang out at The Village all the time. So I told him that. And he was like, no way. So he was cool. He was cool. Adam Levine was cool. I didn't talk to Christina. I was just around her. Was there stuff that they tried to make you do that you were like, I don't know if I want to do this, or make you sing maybe? Well, really the only thing, I mean, the songs that I really wanted to do weren't popular songs. Right. And so a lot of it was... At the time, at least. Yeah. Well, I mean, to me, I mean. Yeah. So, I mean, all the songs that people do on there, people know it and all that. But I kind of wanted to make it like a little bit edgier for me. Yeah. And they were like, well, man, you sound really good on this song. Because they make you try different songs and you get to choose. But I was like, man, I kind of wanted to do something a little different. Right. But I mean, it's television. Because I mean, I would say your look was a little bit different back then than it is now, right? You have no idea how much shit I get about that. Really? When they was, they would take us through these massive rooms of just rows and rows and rows and rows of clothing, and every boot color you could imagine, every shirt, every hat. I told him, I was like, I want some old Wranglers. And all this stuff, and some boots and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they was like, yeah, but if you're going to be doing this, you got to do this, you got to do this. And let's just say it wasn't my cup of tea.
Well, it's funny because I feel like if you were to go on the show this year, you know, or within the last few years, they would let you do that stuff, you know.
Well, I've kind of got to the point now to where now that I'm older, I'm like, okay, I can't do that. Fine, I'll go home.
Right.
You know?
No, that's cool. So, would you say like Hollywood like wasn't for you? You know,
It wasn't for me based on, you know, it's a lot of places where people go to chase a dream or something like that. You know, people think that Nashville's not what they thought it was going to be.
Right.
You know, I've heard people
100%.
talk about it. They're like, man, I thought this was, you know, the city of opportunity. Yeah, it is, but nobody's going to just hand it to you or give it to you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, a good friend of mine, I told this story when we were out on another podcast in LA not too long ago. I was telling the guy the story, and one of my friends here, Quincy, he told me this story. I was sitting at the bar one day and I was kind of bummed out, and he was like, "What's the matter with you?" And I was like, "Man," I was like, "Nothing's really going right." And I'd been in town like a year and a half, you know, like, and he was like, "Well, man," he said, "Hell, if you got everything that you wanted in the first year, you wouldn't have not one cool story to tell." And I was like, you know what? It just kind of smacks you around a little bit. Like, you ungrateful thing, you know?
It's so crazy, like, especially, you know, after being here for a few years. That there's definitely that moment where you're like, this shit sucks, or whatever you're going through, right? But then you look back on it a year later, a few years later, and you're like, that's a good story. But also, if I didn't go through that, I wouldn't have been in the place I am now. Maybe, you know.
Well, fortunately, before I moved out here, I mean, hell, we'd been, you know, doing different cities and different states and stuff like that for a little while, and people ask me here, they're like, man, where do you get this stage presence from, and where do you get this you know, comfortability on stage? And I'm like, man, and this is what aggravates me sometimes is when people say, yeah, man, I moved here to be an artist. Or I moved here to be a songwriter. Yeah. I'm like, buddy, I was doing that a long time before I moved here.
Yeah.
And you know, it just confuses me because, like, man, like, when somebody walks up to me, he's like, man, I want to be a songwriter. And I'm like, well, man, how long you been writing songs? Well, I moved out here to learn to write songs. And I'm like, well, buddy, you're already behind the wheel here. Yes. You know, like it's it's not to say they can't be, because I mean, I've seen people in this town become very successful in a short amount of time. And some people can call it luck. Some people can say it's right place at right time, but why does it matter?
Right. It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Yeah, it truly doesn't. You've been in town for
9 years.
9 years now?
I didn't do much the first 3 years, though. I'd never lived in a big city.
Do you like it? Like, do you love Nashville?
I do. I mean, if I could live back home, I mean, honestly, everybody wish they could do this. But, I mean, if I could live back on my piece of property back home and still be able to do what I do, I would. But, you know, I mean, you got to be here to win.
Right. No, that's the damn truth.
So,
what are some of your favorite places to play in town, you know, when you do?
Well, I play there now at the local.
Yep.
Out on 28th, and I've played a lot. I played on Broadway for 3 or 4 years, and they give you, you know, the people on Broadway, and I'm not going to name any names because some people are like this and some people aren't. I mean, I've been in this town and been in circles enough of people that matter to where you hear when people are full of shit and when they're not. And a lot of bars down on Broadway, because there's a lot of new ones now, so I mean, it might not even be the same, but. You know, some of these people used to tell you, man, you just got to grind it out down here if you want to be famous. You know how many people's made it famous off of Broadway? 2. In all the years in country music. Yeah, and I think Craig Campbell was one of them. There's only been like maybe 2 or 3.
I would say like Chris Jansen is like the only one that really comes to my mind, and maybe like Kid Rock, maybe, but I would say he was big and doing stuff before even he came down there. You know,
I wish they would just be honest with these with these kids, and some of them aren't kids, but I meet a lot of younger kids that have moved here.
Hey, do you want to work at Disneyland for adults, or do you want to have a music career? You know?
Right, you know, and there's people down there that make a fortune.
Right,
but to me, it's like, man, I figured out when I was down there that I was like, man, this thing, it sucks you in to the point to where you're like, I can't leave.
Yeah.
Because you're so depending on that, which I know people that make $100,000 a year playing down
there.
Right.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But is it for me? No. I wanted more for myself than, you know, because I've always been an entertainer, and you can be an entertainer down there. And I think some people, if they move to town and they want to learn to entertain and learn to have showmanship and all that, that's a good place to start.
Yeah. No, no, absolutely. It definitely, it gets you in that rhythm of like, okay, I'm playing in front of crowds, every other night or whatever it is, kind of listening to what they're saying, but I'm also doing my own thing, It's great, when you first move here, but you need to have that good balance of like, this isn't my forever thing, but maybe I start here, playing 3 nights a week, and then I wean it down to 1 to 2 nights a week, and then I'm really focusing on getting on the road and doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, what they need to do, that this is what a lot of people did down there that had been playing down there forever. That if you could learn one thing from those people that's been down there doing it forever, is when you get done playing, don't go to a bar after that and start drinking.
Right.
Go home.
Yeah, especially down there.
Yeah. Because like, and it's almost like, a casino or something like that. Like if you win a bunch of money at a casino,
they know what they're doing.
Chances are you're going to spend some of it before you leave.
Just because you played at Dirk's doesn't mean Jason Aldean ain't going to get your money.
Right? That's the truth. It's the truth. And I was guilty of that. Like as soon as we'd get done, if you played a 6 to 10 or a 2 to 6 or whatever, like, let's have a couple of drinks before we go home.
Right.
It's not a couple of drinks.
Yeah.
You're leaving in an Uber to go home at 2:00 in the morning or 2:30, whatever. But just like, if I could tell anybody down there that's playing, save your money and use it towards your artistry.
Yeah.
And now most of it is for social media and things like that.
Well, yeah. And I was just having this conversation the other day with another artist, but it's like, there's almost like, it's hard to even go on tour now if you don't have pictures of it, if you don't have video of it. Because it's like, no one saw that you went on tour, or like, unless it was the people that was there, the few hundred people or 1,000 people that was there. It's like the photo and the video part of it is huge now. You need to have it. And like being on Broadway, you have how many people from Wisconsin or Florida or whatever it is videoing you, putting you on your story, maybe tagging you, maybe not, but at least your face is being shown somewhere. And that's kind of the weird part about it. It's
and it's almost like it used to be people would ask you like, who have you played with or who have you opened for? And that was enough.
Right.
Because they was like, okay, well, you got to be good. Yes. And now, if they get your name, they'll just go look at your socials and be like, but did he?
Yeah.
But did she?
Right. Exactly. No, it's wild. Yeah. It's like, you can't get away with like, I did open up for him once.
Yeah.
But, like back in the day when you used to say that, people would be like, oh my God, that's crazy.
Well, I mean, I opened for Diffie years ago in Oklahoma.
See, that's badass.
And there's no pictures. There's no, but like to me, that was one of the coolest ones ever.
Yeah.
Because that was probably 15, 17 years ago.
Yeah. You said that's your all-time favorite show you've played? Oh, yeah. What about recently? What's your...
I mean, I've played with a lot.
It could even just be like your own show, like one of your favorite shows you've done.
Oh, well, I mean, people that know me know that I'm a big Randy Houser fan.
Yeah.
Like, always loved him. And I saw him in Stillwater, Oklahoma. They have a big country music festival there called Calf Ride every year. And it's huge. It's a 3-day event. And, you're talking 30, 40,000 people out there every day. And it's at Oklahoma State University.
Okay. Yeah.
It's at a place called Tumbleweeds. Well, not at the university, but it's, close. But so I watched Randy play there. Man, it had to have been around 2008, something like that. And I mean, Oklahoma's so crazy. Like, it can be just as pretty as everything outside. 30 minutes, it'll thunderstorm like a son of a bitch,
right.
And so this big storm blew in and rained it all out outside. And it gets like, because everybody's walking around out there. And if you've been to a music festival, you know how muddy it gets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so it's like 3-4 inches of just soup, mud.
Yeah.
And I had those Anderson beans on that I was telling you about.
Those
ostrich skins. And I had those on, and I think I had not bought them not too long before that. And everybody's like, "You gonna go out there?" And I was like, "I don't think so, buddy. I bought some new ostrich skin." And so they ended up moving him to the inside. And I asked him not too long ago if he remembered this show, and he was like, "Of course." And I was like, man, They're moving everybody inside. It's going to be crazy packed. So we went ahead and head inside, and we got somehow right up against the gate over on stage right. Well, he comes out and he plays like Going Out With My Boots On, stuff like that. And I looked at my friends and I'm like, this dude is going to be huge. And then, like, wasn't too long after that, new song by Randy Houser, Going Out With My Boots, like, playing in Oklahoma and all this stuff. And I was like, I told you.
That's
I called
so cool.
it. I called it.
Yeah. That's funny. That song plays at our store at Lucchese probably 2 or 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Like, yep. Randy Houser, you live.
Well, he got up when we played the National Finals Rodeo this last year. He jumped up on stage with us and sang like a Cowboy is one of my favorites too.
That was the next thing I was going to ask you is you've been out to obviously a few rodeos, but you've been out to like NFR and stuff like that. How is it, like playing music out there and being around those type of groups and stuff?
Man, I love Vegas.
Yeah.
I've been there so many times. I was going there before I was an artist and I've played, I've probably played 20, 25 shows out in Vegas.
That's awesome.
And we got to play Thomas and Mack at the arena this year.
Nice.
And hopefully we're going to come back this next year. But have you been out there you've been out there for
Yeah, this was
National
my
Finals.
first year I went out.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
But man, I'm telling you, it's like grown up Chuck E. Cheese.
Dude, it's awesome. It's such a cool experience.
And just having, and it's cool for me because out here in Nashville, a lot of places, there are a select few, and you know this to be true because you're in this game, is to where you can't go find a good quality pair of boots. Right. You can't go find a good quality cowboy hat.
Yeah.
And it's fun for me to go out there because when I go back home, I get new hats or I get new boots when I go home.
Yep.
In the stockyards in Oklahoma City.
It's hard to find a good hat out here. I will say, my buddy Mike at Superior Hat Co., he does some good stuff, but he's just up and coming. But it's hard to find.
I met him not too long ago.
Yeah, no, he shapes them up. He makes them, he hand makes them and stuff. It's a cool little thing.
That is cool to make your product and sell it too. And he was showing me some of the hats that he had, and I was like, he goes, man, I'll make you one. And I was like, dude, I'll wear them, man, because like. I would rather support somebody that's trying to get up than somebody that's already there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've just always been that person. And I had, I'm not going to name the name, but I had this hat company endorse me. And they sent me a couple of straws, and it was in the summertime. Well, it was coming around to the fall. And I was like, hey, send me a couple of felts. Because I like shaping my own hats. Yeah. I didn't shape this one. The Hat Doctor in the Stockyards.
I was gonna say that's a sick hat.
Yeah, man. He gave me the CHO, the double dimple, baby.
I love that.
But shout out to the Hat Doctor in Langston's in Oklahoma City Stockyards. He's awesome, man.
Yeah.
He shaped our hats and was like, what do y'all want? He's this old rodeo clown and rodeo bullfighter, and I think his name was Bill, wasn't it? His name was Bill. Shout out, Bill. And but no, he was cool. He shaped our hats, and my lady had never got one shaped there, and I was like, this guy's awesome. And he shaped my first silver belly that I ever had.
Nice.
And but yeah, when you go to Vegas and you get to be around everything like where you grew up.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's got a pair of boots on. Everybody's got a hat on, and to me.
Bunch of rich cowboys.
And it is.
It's sweet though. Like it's like I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that in the best way. Like you get to go experience Vegas, but with a bunch of country folk. You know? Like it's.
Well, I was telling people, they was like, "Well, what's it like out there for Cowboy Christmas?" And I'm like, just imagine. I would say probably anywhere from at least 100 150,000 cowboys just come to town.
Yeah,
maybe more. It has to be more. But just imagine taking over Las Vegas with people like us.
Well, and it's just like you have all the country acts that come to town too. It's wild. Mm-hmm. It's like it's a little bit of like you're bringing Nashville to Vegas, but also at the same time, it's like you have all these people from Oklahoma, Wyoming, Texas, Canada, you name it, Canada. Brazil, they're coming down. It's like these guys have acres upon acres, and this is what they do for a living, and they're good at it.
Well, it's funny because somebody told me out there. And this, it was so true. He goes, this is our Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's so true.
It's cool.
Because they go out there to compete,
Yeah.
You know?
It's fun to watch people gamble out there too. You see the amount of money people throw down is wild. You're like
they you know, it's you're right. There's a lot of people out there that have horse ranches and have a bunch of bucking stock and you know all that stuff. And it is, man. You'll see people sit down at a blackjack table and just go ham.
And it's probably like it's one of those guys too that doesn't spend money the whole year, right?
Yeah.
He's buying your off-brand food and your off-brand t-shirts and stuff like that. But when he hits Vegas, you know, he's letting it loose. And we were what's the one the cowboy hotel out there?
Oh, South Point?
Yeah, South Point. It's cool to roll up there. You see all the dualies lined up and stuff like that. I'm like, that's sick, but that's also a lot of money.
That's one of the only places where they'll let them park horse trailers and stuff.
Yeah.
And most of them have living quarters in them. So they're not getting hotels and stuff like that unless they want to.
Yeah. No,
you know,
that area was definitely one of my favorite parts for my first year of going to, because I'm like, I feel like all like the true cowboys stay there or whatever. And, you know, there's some good music over there and stuff like that. It's a good time.
Well, my buddy Chancey plays over there every year, Chancey Williams. And if you haven't heard Chancey, you need to look him up.
Absolutely.
Dude. He's a rodeo cowboy.
Yeah.
And he's a good friend of mine. And I went out on the road with him for a little while and did like Wyoming and Colorado and, you know, all that stuff and did some shows with him. And people know him in the rodeo world because he used to rodeo.
Right.
You know, there's only been so few people that have played Cheyenne Frontier Days and actually competed in it. And him and George Strait, and like there's only like certain few that's done it, that's actually played an event there and competed in the event there.
That's so cool.
And so he's a cool guy. Shout out Chancey Williams too. He's my boy.
Do you think you could rodeo a little bit?
Me?
Yeah,
buddy. I used to tie bull ropes and
really,
like all that, but it wasn't anywhere near like these guys do it.
Yeah,
like I mean, there would be people show up and you know, every now and then you'd have to go out there and jump on a bull when somebody gets hung up. But for me, I'm like, y'all can have that, buddy. I've got another profession now. I ain't trying to do that.
That's awesome. So actually this year you put out a song, Gone Again.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about that. I know it's kind of your first song you've released in a long time or ever maybe. I kind of tell us the story behind that.
Well, we had some songs that came out in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But we kind of... It was kind of in a direction where I didn't really want my music to go. And it was just for me personally. And so I met up with a friend of ours, Will Weatherly, and a friend of mine, Rob Harville, that's kind of connected me with Will on that. And I always knew who Will was, and Will is successful, and he's a great dude, and he's really, really gifted at what he does. And we kind of put our heads together, and he goes, man, let's put some music out. And so we put Gone Again out, and it did really well. And now we're just going to keep spitting them out.
I jam that song all the time.
Dude, it really surprised me because I knew it was a good song.
It's catchy as hell.
My team knew it was a good song. And then we did the release and put that building at capacity.
Right.
You know, and there was 200 people standing outside trying to get in. I think there was 800 or 900 people inside, and there were 200 standing outside trying to get in. A lot of my friends that didn't even get to come into my show, and I'm like, I was on stage, man. I couldn't do anything about it. But yeah, so we're gonna spit out, you know, one song about every month and a half, and
cool.
and just we've got some talks of some cool things coming up. Yeah. So.
What's your writing process like? You know, like with Gone Again and these upcoming songs, you know, coming up.
Man, like the writing process for me is I've told people it's when you go into a room and no matter if there's 2 or 3 or 4, I don't ever like doing anything over 4 just because that's just too many cooks in the kitchen.
Right.
But for me, it's like trying to solve a math problem for 3 hours. And no matter what, when you leave, it's still not right.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be a great song, but you're always gonna. And that's just criticism.
Right.
You know, that comes from deep inside you, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's to me, it's like, man, I could have done that better. Nobody's gonna know that I'm trying to like be picky on that.
Right.
But at the end of the day, like as a writer, you got to be critical, and you've got to like. go back and look at the song as many times as you need to before it's right. But a lot of the times, like, you'll write a song and you'll play it out or something like that, and you get good response from it, and you're like, okay, well, what was I worried about?
Yeah.
You know, but if you're a songwriter out there, you owe it to yourself to revisit a song, because you might have missed something that you didn't know that you missed. And it's not being overly critical. It's just crossing your boxes off.
I always wonder, you know, like all these artists that have these massive hits that have been out for years now, like let's say Springsteen, right? I wonder if Eric Church in today's day was like, yeah, I probably would have done this different in that song, even though it's such of like a massive song and popular song, you know?
Well, I mean, he's probably had to sing it enough. He's probably he probably knows everything that's wrong with it or everything that's right with it.
Right.
But I mean, that just comes with it, man. And that goes back to, you know, putting out music and stuff like that. If you put out music and you do a remix with a rapper or whatever, and a lot of people do that or whatever, but just know that you're going to have to, if it becomes a hit, you're going to have to sing that for a long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if you don't like it, don't put it out.
Right. No, that's so true. Just because it's popular in the moment doesn't mean you should put it out, you know?
But I mean, I get it. It is what it is. People put out music and they're like, man, this is really cool. And then later down the road, they're like, they try to rebrand themselves. And I'm like, man, just sit on it for a minute. Yeah. You don't have to put it out right now.
Right.
Just sit on it for a second.
Simmer for a second.
Yeah. Let it marinate.
Yeah. That's not a bad thing to do, you know?
No.
So you got a new song coming out in August. You were telling us a little bit.
Yeah.
Can you drop the title name of that song?
I can. It's called Where I Am Tonight.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a really cool song. And we've already went in and cut it, and we just got the rough mix back on it a few days ago, and we're listening to it, finishing it up, and then we're going to sling it out.
Awesome. Good stuff.
We've got some really, really cool songs coming out too.
Well, I'm excited, and I think we should get into some music right now, maybe.
Let's do it. We can play
Let's do it up. So, Justin, you're going to play us some music here?
Absolutely.
What's this first song you're going to sing us?
Well, we were talking about the new single, so I'll play that one for you, and then we'll play some other ones too.
Who'd you write this one with?
This is one of them that I didn't write. This one right here was one that came from Will Weatherly and some other buddies of his that are, I mean, some of these songs that he was like, man, just come in and listen to some stuff.
Right.
You know, that's where it all kind of originated from, was he was like, man, just come listen to some stuff and just tell me what you think. He goes, I know you have a bunch of songs you wrote.
Right.
He goes, but just come and see what you think. And we grabbed some of those and some of the ones that I wrote, and we're just going to start firing them out.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah, this one, this is the new one that we're fixing to put out in August. It's called Where I Am Tonight.
Sweet.
Sitting on the porch, staring down the road you left on. Got a bottle right here beside me, doing some work on. Sky turns red, his crown kicks in, typing out a text that I know I shouldn't send, but I might, 'cause that's where I am tonight. I don't know where you are, so scared that you're out there, baby, wrapped up in someone's arms. Girl, I'm hoping, baby, got a drink in your hand, tears in your eyes, holding your heart torn apart, losing your mind. If that's where you are, then you're where I am tonight. What I wouldn't give you hold up in your apartment. Bottle of wine, me on your mind, broken hearted. Walking up and down the hall, staring at your phone, just about to call, girl, I know you probably won't, but you might, 'cause that's where I am tonight. I don't know where you are, so scared that you're out there, baby, wrapped up in someone's arms. But girl, I'm hoping, maybe, got a drink in your hand, tears in your eyes, holding your heart torn apart, losing your mind. If that's where you are, then you're where I am tonight. Still see us in my head, skin on skin, talking about forever while the sun creeps in. Nobody's ever gonna love like us again, but we might. Well, I don't know where you are, so scared that you're out there, baby, wrapped up in someone's arms. Girl, I'm hoping, maybe, got a drink in your hand, tears in your eyes, holding your heart torn apart, losing your mind. If that's where you are, then you're where I am tonight. Then you're where I am tonight.
That's a great tune right there, my man.
you, buddy.
That's really good.
Appreciate it.
I'm glad you picked that one.
Yeah, me too.
That's definitely a good choice. Can't wait for that one to come out, man.
Yeah.
So obviously you don't have a release date picked yet, but be on the lookout. Obviously it's a great song. It'll be out on Spotify, Apple, Justin Andrews. Look it up.
Oh yeah, all the good spots.
What's the next song you got for us?
This one here, this song right here is another one of those that I heard for the first time, and this one right here is the one that stuck out to me the most. So this one's called Silverado Sunset, and this one's going to be coming out this year too, and I'm pretty excited about it. I think you're going to like this one. We'd spend all week thinking about that old 3-door, old 300, fueled up 4x4. We'd head out past that old no trespass sign, passing time, waiting for that Silverado sunset, brown bag of booze, farm buzz, two hearts that hadn't run yet. We were falling fast in love. The only thing that saw us in that bed is that burning daylight I'll never forget, and that Silverado sunset. Summer flew by way faster than we could blink. First kiss, our first time. Ain't it crazy to think how young we were? No matter where I'm at, when I see an auburn sky, takes me back to that Silverado sunset, brown bag of booze, farm buzz, two hearts that hadn't run yet. We were falling fast in love. The only thing that saw us in that bed is that burning daylight I'll never forget, and that Silverado sunset. Well, I wonder, does it still do to you what it does to me? When it's fading in the west, girl, do you see? And that Silverado sunset, brown bag of booze, farm buzz, two hearts that hadn't run yet. We were falling fast in love, and that Silverado sunset, brown bag of booze, farm buzz, two hearts that hadn't run yet. We were falling fast in love. The only thing that saw us in that bed is that burning daylight I'll never forget, and that Silverado sunset, and that Silverado
So Silverado Sunset, who were the writers on that song?
Tyler Reeves, Chris Young, Will Weatherly, and Josh Phillips. So not too shabby of a
No,
group
that's a
right
great
there.
group of writers right there. Love it.
Yeah.
Damn good song. That's a great song, my
Thank
man.
you, man. Appreciate
That's
that.
going to be a catchy tune, and that's going to be a lot of places.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you.
Absolutely.
We got a lot of faith in that song right there, man.
No, that's really
it's a
cool.
good one. It's a good one.
Have you been in the studio yet to record any of these or not yet?
Yeah, all of them are done. So we're just they're done from the rough mix. We're gonna get them send them off, get them mastered, and then they'll be coming out as soon as we get pre-saves up and all the content and all that stuff for the campaign. And we're fixing to start the campaign tomorrow for the next single.
So how excited were you once you were like kind of got those done and you were like, okay, this is kind of official now, like it's happening?
Well,
you know?
When you get them back as a rough mix, like we were at the bar and I was on my way there and we got them and I was listening to them in the truck. And I was like, man, I had to run inside and grab some people. And I'm like, you got to come out and tell me what you think, because people that don't know anything about music, I value their opinion more.
Yeah.
Because people that are in music, they're like, well, I would
They're
have done
numb.
this different. I would have done this. Well, I'm not asking you what you would have done different. I'm asking you what you think. You know? But yeah, everybody loved them. And so it's very important to get somebody from the outside looking in to be like, man, what do you think?
Right.
Do you think it sounds good? Is it catchy? Do you know some of the words after you've heard it one time?
Yep.
And so all of those are checking the boxes. So.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Silverado Sunset, a double S right there. It works.
Yep.
So what's this third song you got for us?
This one right here, I wrote this one with Rich LaFleur and Nate Kenyon. Mm-hmm. And this was our first write ever. Like, we never wrote together. We'd been meaning to, and we'd been trying to, and it just hadn't panned out yet.
Yeah.
But this one right here, we're fixing to go in either this week or next week. We've got to go to New Orleans this weekend. But this one's called Justin Boots.
Sweet.
My pearl snap, you're in that white cotton dress. They'll be the first things tonight that ain't gonna last. Last time we went out dancing, they barely made it home. 1 minute dressed up fancy, next thing you know, just in boots, nothing else. Lose my jeans, lose your dress, leave a trail down the hall and that bedroom a mess. Every step that we take's another step closer to the end of the night. Me and you, just in boots. I already know what's coming. I can feel it in my soul. It's about to make a little loving. I'll keep on mine if you keep on yours. Might get some scuffs and scratches, little dirt on a king-size mattress. Oh, but we don't care. Making one hell of a pair, just in boots, nothing else. Lose my jeans, lose your dress, leave a trail down the hall in that bedroom a mess. Every step that we take's another step closer to end of the night. Me and you, just in boots. Honey, that's just how we do. Yeah, that's just how it goes. You love the way I sweep you off your feet. I love the way you keep me on my toes. Just in boots, nothing else. Lose my jeans, lose your dress, leave a trail down the hall in that bedroom a mess. Every step that we take's another step closer to the end of the night. Me and you, just in boots. Yeah, the end of the night. Me and you, just in boots.
Justin Andrews, Justin Boots.
Yeah,
I love it. That's great.
Man. I appreciate it.
Honestly, that's probably one of my favorite you've played so far.
Thank you.
That's a real catchy tune, and
Thank you.
I'm not sure if you're looking for a sponsorship by Justin Boots, but hit up your boy Justin Andrews.
That's right. Hit me on my telly.
So I'm gonna pull you on for an encore if you don't mind. Can you play "Gone Again"?
Yeah, of course.
Like I said earlier, I've been jamming this song, and I think you should too. But it is such a good song. It's catchy. It's a good vibe song for sure. You know, like play it in the truck, play it in the shower, play it with a beer. It's good.
I got you, baby. This song is out everywhere right now. And as soon as I heard this one too, I was like, man, I gotta have this one. So this one's called "Gone Again." You're gone again, pointing that little black Jetta down 40 West, chasing that getting over me sunset just like she did before. You're gone again. Yeah, girls like her don't stick around, don't stay for long, don't settle down, one high heel out the door. But there's a bar stool with my name on it, waiting on me like it was last time. Goodbye hurts like hell, don't it? Whiskey's gonna make it all alright. Mix 'em up and pour 'em strong. Keep 'em coming all night long till the lights kick on at 2 a.m. She's gone, I'm about to get gone again. Gonna let that bottle go straight to my head, let it wash away everything she said till I don't care anymore. But there's a bar stool with my name on it, waiting on me like it was last time. Goodbye hurts like hell, don't it? Whiskey's gonna make it all alright. Mix 'em up, pour 'em strong. Keep 'em coming all night long till the lights kick on at 2 a.m. She's gone, I'm about to get gone again. I don't know where she went on to, but she can get gone, hell I can too. Yeah, 'cause there's a bar stool with my name on it, waiting on me like it was last time. Goodbye hurts like hell, don't it? Whiskey's gonna make it all alright. Mix 'em up and pour 'em strong. Keep 'em coming all night long till the lights kick on at 2 a.m. She's gone, I'm about to get gone again. About to get gone again.
Woo! That's a good one right there.
Thank
I
you,
love
thank
it.
you.
Love it. So you got new music coming out in August. Everyone go check that out. We want to plug some socials. You got you on Instagram and TikTok and stuff like
Yep,
that.
Justin Andrews music. Justin Andrews. Just if you type it in, you'll see the big hat.
I love it. Go check Justin out. He's a great dude, but actually he's a better dude, but a great artist.
Thank you, man.
There
I
you
appreciate that.
Everyone go check him out. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate it.